Hey, it's about time. It's the third message in the series today that is, it's about time. Reclaiming sanity, serenity, and spirit in a fast-moving world. And today's focus is about reclaiming the power of our attention. I have held up the African proverb first shared with me by Bayo Akumalafe, which is, times are urgent, let us slow down. We could say times are urgent, we must slow down. And the feeling of urgency is really endemic to our time. And slowing down is difficult, even though we know it's tremendously valuable. Consciously slowing down, learning to pause, observe, let go, facilitates, I think, what we most need at this juncture in time and space, which is to open to the wisdom of the soul, to pay attention to what's going on around us without drowning in a deluge of worry or fear. So how can we keep the mind clear? How can we keep the mind aloft? How can we keep our heart open and our resilience strong in an age that is known for distraction? So, thus, the focus on the power of attention, why it's so important, and how we can reclaim it. Very often when my spiritual teacher, Roy Eugene Davis, would guide us into meditation, he would say, turn your attention within, focus your attention and your awareness on your essence of being. That's what he would say. So even in the beginning, when I didn't know how to meditate or have any insight into the nature of mind and consciousness, it was simple to follow his instruction. To do that. It's like we innately know how to do it. And it was simple to do it because he was demonstrating how to do it and, guiding us along the way. And it's simple to do because we all know about our own soul depth and we're all pulled to it, whether we pay attention to that or not. And even if we don't know how to access, we still know about our own existence. We still know about our own soul. So with that basic meditation instruction to focus your attention and awareness within, he was teaching us also about the mind. So kind of like an experienced environmentalist takes you on a walk through the forest and helps you see and hear what already lives there. You knew the forest was teeming with life, but with the guide, now you actually begin to experience it. So by instructing us to turn our attention within and focus our attention and awareness there, he was demonstrating, and we could experience for ourselves, that our awareness flows in two basic directions, and we have the power to turn it. Outward, toward the objects of the senses and engagement with thought activity, or inward, toward our essential nature beyond mind and sensory involvement. Two basic directions for our attention and awareness to turn. When our attention flows steadily within, we experience our essence, our soul. That means, when it flows steadily within beyond thought activity, we experience our own essence. It's self-revealed, revealed by itself, because it's always there, always radiant, always shining, always available. But turning our attention to it, moving beyond restless thought activity, we experience it then directly for ourselves. And then we can be open to the guidance and the peace of the soul that we need in these tumultuous times. This is yoga, the oneness of body, mind, and spirit, conscious oneness with the divine self. This is yoga, the meaning of yoga as oneness. Yoga is the cessation of distraction. Yoga is the cessation of distraction. Ask sage Patanjali, who wrote the manual on it. I think he anticipated our time, but beyond that, he understood the nature of the mind. Like anyone, who begins to meditate, although we experience we can do it, we can change our focus, we can experience the soul, the peace that is within us, maybe just for that much of a moment, but we can do it. But then we also observe very quickly that the mind is prone to distraction. Have you noticed? It's so prone to distraction, so much so that we actually forget about the soul life altogether. We become so involved with stuff, with the mind, with circumstances, that we forget about what we are as spiritual beings. And prayer and meditation, of course, are remedies for that, but we often get so distracted from applying the remedy. So there's a beautiful poem by the poet Denise Levertov called Flickering Mind. She begins, Lord, not you, it is I who am absent. I stop to think about you and my mind at once like a minnow darts away. Darts into the shadows, into gleams that fret unceasing over the rivers purling and passing. Not for 1 second will myself hold still, but wanders anywhere, everywhere it can turn. Not you, it is I who am absent. You are the stream, the fish, the light, the pulsing shadow, that you, the unchanging presence in whom all moves and changes. You are the stream, the fish, the light, the pulsing shadow. You, the unchanging presence in whom all moves and changes. How can I focus my flickering? Perceive at the fountain's heart the sapphire I know is there. Okay. The mind, as we have observed, is wired for distraction. Hardwired. It's a survival mechanism. Ancient. Our attention scans the environment for threat as well as the ongoing search for pleasure. Snacks. Much like our ancient ancestors scanned the savannah for wild animals, the mind constantly looks out for our survival. Now, my husband used to tell me that that's what he was doing with the TV remote as he scrolled through the channels, that he was scanning the horizon for potential threats, taking care of the family. And that used to be, a good joke, really, but now not so much. Because daily, through the media, we experience an onslaught of either real or hyped threats of danger. So just like the highway patrol, who try to get the ongoing traffic to move along past an An accident cannot keep the drivers from slowing down to look. So we can't prevent our attention from being distracted, but we must. We cannot prevent our attention from being distracted, but we must. Are you going, huh? Right now? Yeah. I've been reading Oliver Burkeman's book called 4,000 Weeks. That's the average number of weeks in a lifespan, an average lifespan. I know you're all calculating right now. 4,000 weeks, I better get busy. No, okay, 4,000 weeks, time management for mortals. And he addresses our overfilled lives, the feeling we have about the press of time, and the scourge of distraction. He wrote, "Attention just is life." Attention just is life. Your experience of being alive consists of nothing other than the sum of everything to which you pay attention. At the end of your life, looking back, whatever compelled your attention from moment to moment is simply what your life will have been. So when you pay attention to something you don't especially value, it's not an exaggeration to say you're paying with your life. Okay, this is related, but it's a leap. Our dog, Nimisha, is wired to chase squirrels, cats, and an occasional coyote. She will run off the path in hot pursuit during an otherwise peaceful walk. We don't want her to do that, especially the coyote part. And we can't change that drive in her. It's wired. But we can offer her a distraction from being distracted. We can help her change her focus. So we have learned about treats. And what in the dog parent world is called high-value treats, which means they are expensive, and your dog will like them. And that's how we get her attention. And for us, we also need a high-value treat. Fortunately, it's not expensive. We can shift our attention to our essence of being, to the soul, regularly, and experience the high value of inner peace, unconditional peace, supreme peace that is always within us. To experience that peace, and importantly, to do the things that support it, we foster conditions that are conducive to reclaiming our attention. We arrange conditions to support reclaiming our attention. And there are many ways that we can do that, such as meditation, coming to satsang, going on retreat, having unstructured time in nature, playing music, whatever you do. But in order to actually do what we know would benefit us, a spiritual foundation is needed. Strange, but distraction. So, in order to actually do what we know is beneficial for us, we need a foundation. Otherwise, we're too distracted. And that spiritual foundation is faith. In the yoga tradition, faith is not merely belief. It's rather an innate acknowledgement of the soul yearning to realize the highest truth of our being, its connection with the source. It's an innate yearning. Faith is that which you already have, which you already feel. I really like the verse from the Hebrew Bible, Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's a subtle substance that you feel. Faith. There's a power, there's a presence. We don't maybe know what to call it. We can't see it, but we know it because we have this yearning within us for it. Paramahansa Yogananda said you would not even yearn to know God if it weren't possible for you. I always say, well, you can't be hungry for a flavor of ice cream that you've never had. You yearn for that which you know. So that yearning that we have is the seed of our faith. Radhakrishnan, in his commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, wrote, faith is not blind belief, it is the aspiration of the soul to gain wisdom, meaning the highest knowledge of its own self. And then this sentence I really liked. He said, it is the reflection in the empirical self of the wisdom that dwells in the deepest levels of our being. Faith is the reflection of the empirical self of the wisdom that dwells in the deepest levels of our being. So you don't have to get faith, you have it. It's a matter of affirming it. You know, the pull of the sense mind to distraction is always there. And it's helpful just to know, in a sense, you're not going to get over it. It's nature. But you don't have to set yourself up for distraction. Because the pull of the soul's innate yearning to be realized and actualized is also always there. So we have that choice about how to focus our attention and our awareness. We can focus on our true nature, and faith is the remembrance of that. So I want to conclude with a verse from the Bhagavad Gita, this one translated by Armstrong and Rishi from the 4th chapter, 39th verse. One with Shraddha, he uses the Sanskrit word, it means faith. One with faith directly sees, remains focused upon, and trusts that life is pervaded by divine purpose. You want to not be distracted? Start there. Have that foundation. One with faith directly sees, remains focused upon, and trusts that life is pervaded by divine purpose and constantly remains focused upon that knowledge. Valuing it above all else, that one quickly attains the ultimate state of balanced knowing of Param Brahman, meaning the ultimate reality, highest truth. That one quickly attains supreme peace, imperturbable, undistractable. So with faith and discernment that an intelligent power is running the universe, even in times when we cannot see it, even in times when it doesn't seem so, we know this in our hearts about this power and presence and grace that is always there. And when we anchor ourselves in that, we're not so easily distracted or thrown off course. You know, we're clear about conditions that are always changing. And as Jesus said, you know, don't build your house on sand. Don't build your life on reaction to things that are always changing, because it won't withstand the storm. Build your house on a rock. That rock, as a strong foundation, is faith, imbued with conscious awareness. So with faith, we can reclaim our attention and make friends with uncertainty. Conditions come and go. Some of them we want to go quickly. But change is built into the fabric of nature. Be aware of conditions, but stay focused on your goal. This past week, I was in Portland with our meditation group there. And when I was there, I noticed that Rama had a quote from my teacher affixed to her computer monitor. And so I want to offer it to you and give my guru the last word in today's message. Here's what it said. Dedication to your spiritual path is your most important life purpose. When you are spiritually conscious, your clarified awareness benefits everyone. Avoid worry about world events. When you are spiritually conscious, your clarified awareness benefits everyone. Avoid worry about world events. That which nurtures and maintains the world and us will continue to do it. Live wisely and skillfully while inwardly aware of your true nature. Thank you so much. Om.